I want to be the first to tell you, welcome to day three of the Amazon Income Accelerator workshop. We are going to be talking about the number one sourcing strategy to find profitable inventory. My thought process, what I think about, what I look at when it comes to finding profitable inventory to sell online. Items like the strategy that I teach you is going to show you stuff. Okay, I need to buy this to sell it on Amazon, or I need to leave it on the shelf because it's not going to make me any money. And I'm going to help you find confidence in that. I do want to remind everybody, fulltimefba.com/workbook. We got this workbook with some things to fill out. It's a quick little download. You can go to the day three sheet and fill out the blanks as we go along and make sure that you write down things that you want to be sure to remember, next steps that you want to take. There's even room for doodles if you are that kind of person. That's me. I like to doodle. But day three, we've got a ton of information packed into this hour, and so we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to share my screen. Rebecca can tell me if it looks good or not, and I'm gonna make sure it is full screen. Let me know in the chat. Can you see my screen? The number one sourcing strategy to find profitable inventory to sell on Amazon. So you can see that in the chat. Let me know for sure if you can see it. All right, I got some looks good. We can see it. Excellent. So let's jump into this. Um, and as a reminder, if you were here Monday and Tuesday, and you're here today, Wednesday, then on Friday, we're going to be giving away, if someone has been here all 5 days, we're going to give away one lucky person has an opportunity to win the FBA starter pack, which includes a 16-inch impulse sealer, 400 poly bags of four different sizes, so like 100 poly bags of each size, a Dymo label printer, and I think 1,000 Dymo labels for you to use. This is stuff that I use in my Amazon business all the time. If you already have it, it'll be nice to have a backup. If you don't have it yet, you're going to love it. It's going to help you save some time. So, um, so I want to make sure you know this, so you're here all 5 days for this giveaway. And a little bit later in today's session, I will be sharing other ways that you can get this FBA starter pack. So I want to make sure you're in the right place. If you are an Amazon seller who wants to sell your items faster than they're selling right now, you are in the right place. If you are new to Amazon and you want to only source inventory that actually sells at the prices you expect them to sell, then you are in the right place. If you are an Amazon seller who are tired of other Amazon sellers tanking the prices of the items that you're selling, then you are in the right place because we're going to help you with that. And if you want to pivot your business to a business that moves away from one-off items found in a clearance aisle and instead being able to search and find replens and know how to find confirmed replens, you are in the right place because I'm going to teach you how to do that today. So I'm excited about this. Has anyone ever experienced this? You find an item, you're like, all right, I can buy it for $7, and the lowest FBA price is almost $30. After fees, that means I'm going to make some money. That's awesome. So you buy it and you send it to Amazon. And on its way to Amazon, the lowest price is now $24.99. And then it finally gets checked into Amazon, but the price is at $20.99. And then finally, your item is live on Amazon, and the lowest price is $15.99. If you've experienced this, I mean, hopefully you can tell the frustration in my voice from experiencing this a lot as a beginner Amazon seller. It's really frustrating. You spent all this time to find the inventory. You spent all this time sending it into Amazon. And by the time it goes live on Amazon, even if you match the $15.99 price after Amazon fees, you're going to basically maybe break even or lose money on this sale. That's why I've got the crying emoji because this causes me to cry. And we want to avoid that. We want to avoid that in our Amazon business and in your Amazon business as well. We want to avoid tanking prices because when we make unprofitable inventory decisions, and I'll show you how to know for sure if you're inventory decisions are profitable or unprofitable. But unprofitable inventory decisions leads to tanking prices, slow sales, frustration, possibly tears. And that leads to smaller profits or even potentially loss, where you actually lose money. You do a lot of work and the item sells and you actually lose money on that. No one wants that situation. We want to help you avoid that. If you've been experiencing it, we can help you avoid that. So, unprofitable decisions when it comes to sourcing are items, and tell me in the chat if this is you. You have inventory items that take months and months before it sells. Maybe items that you need to consistently reprice and unfortunately lower the prices in order to actually sell the item. Or maybe you have items that sell every once in a while, but you just went way too deep and you got way too many items in your inventory, and monthly storage fees start stacking up. And then other storage fees are on top of that. Aged inventory, just aged inventory surplus type of fees start. I mean, it's frustrating. And sometimes items that you end up never selling, and then you have to like destroy it or dispose of it, or just set up a removal order and get the item back. I mean, these are, if this is what you've been experiencing, it's because you're making unprofitable inventory decisions. And so we want to make better decisions. And the reason why people make unprofitable inventory decisions, it's because they're only thinking about two things. Number one, ROI. Am I going to make money? The return on investment. If it sells, am I going to make money? Which is important to know. And they only look at one other thing, the sales rank. Is the sales rank low enough? Is the item going to sell quickly? And that's where the problem is, because most Amazon sellers who are dealing with these frustrations are only looking at those two pieces of information. That's not enough. You need to look at more. Like when you're looking at, I have two screenshots. There's the Amazon Seller app. There's a Scoutify sourcing app. It tells you the profit you're going to make. It tells you the sales rank of the item, but it doesn't really show you anything more than just that. Um, I mean, the Amazon Seller app is not ever going to show you any more than that. The Scoutify app, there's some ways, and I can teach you how to do it, where you can find out more information that you actually need. So what is this more information that you need to know? So first, fill in the blank. If making money on Amazon is your goal, and I don't think anyone's goal is to lose money, then your top priority should be to find quality, fast-selling inventory that won't tank in price. Quality, fast-selling inventory that won't tank in price. So that's the first blank on here. And when I say quality, I don't mean fine craftsmanship or great um, uh, components of the item. What I mean quality is, it is an item that holds its price, doesn't tank in price, and sells quickly. So quality, fast-selling inventory that won't tank in price. And most Amazon sellers source the wrong inventory to sell on Amazon because of one reason: incomplete information. That's your next fill in the blank. And most Amazon sellers, they try to sell on Amazon, they don't source the right inventory. They source the wrong inventory, they end up losing money, and they end up quitting Amazon. And the reason why is because of incomplete information. Again, they're only looking at, is it profitable and is it going to sell fast? Which are two good, important things to do, but you need to understand a little bit deeper, a little bit more nuanced. So when it comes to making profitable inventory decisions that are actually good, you need to realize how often things change on Amazon. Things change on Amazon a ton. Like, let's just look at Amazon's pricing. Amazon updates their prices of their items, the items that Amazon sells, not third-party sellers, but just Amazon sells, 2.5 million times a day. To give you some perspective, Walmart changes the prices of the items at Walmart online about 100,000 times a month. So it's still a lot. But Amazon is changing their prices all the time. 2.5 million times a day for all the items on Amazon, changing that. It's you need to know that the price you see today of an item that is being sold by Amazon is probably not going to be the same price you see tomorrow. Third-party sellers, we all have repricers. And if you don't have a repricer, that should be one of the tools. It's probably the number three tool that you should sell or that you should have to help you is a repricer. We can go into repricing later. There's so much to share about that. But third-party sellers are changing their prices all the time. They have automatic repricers changing their prices. Well, that's about price. So if Amazon's prices are changing all the time and third-party sellers' prices are changing all the time, well, at least sales rank doesn't change. Sorry. Sales rank changes once an hour. Amazon updates it once an hour. And they say that the sales rank number is based off of historical patterns and recent patterns in sales. And so Amazon does not release their uh, how they calculate the sales rank, but once an hour, sales rank change. So if prices are changing all the time, sales ranks are changing all the time. We need more information. We need to understand that we need a little bit more information in order to make a profitable inventory sourcing decision. So how can we do that? Again, Amazon Seller app only gives and Spotify with the how Spotify is first shown. I'm drawing a blank on the word, but like you know how things are set up a certain way the first time, you can change it and tweak it or whatever. But the Amazon Seller app does not give you any more information or any options to add more information. Spotify does, and again, we can walk you through that. But when you want to find better, faster selling inventory, if you're able to find confirmed replens, and I'm going to show you how, that will help you lead to stronger prices and frequent sales. And that will lead you to higher profits, bigger disbursements, more money in your pocket, and a smiley face on your face. So, how can we make this happen? Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, says you make your money on the buy, not the sell. This is true in any investment, whether it's real estate, business, or the stock market. And that, I mean, that includes Amazon. You make your money on the buy. How many of you, let me know in the chat, how many of you have ever heard that phrase before? You make your money on the buy. I remember when I first heard it and I was thinking, that doesn't make any sense because I make my money when I sell the item. Well, that's not what Robert Kiyosaki was talking about. He means you make your money on making sure that you're making the correct buying choices, making sure that your sourcing skills, your buying skills, and that's when you make your money. Because if you make a good choice when it comes to sourcing, you're going to be profitable. It's going to sell quickly and you're going to make some money. So your next fill in the blank. Most Amazon sellers don't know that you make your money on the buy. Most Amazon sellers don't know that. You make your money on the buy. I also see on the screen there is a comma. That's supposed to be a period. Again, I should have my wife look at and proofread this. But you make your money on the buy. So let's talk about improving our buying decisions. So the first and most important tool an Amazon seller needs to sign up for is called Keepa. If you listen to our podcast, you hear me talk about it all the time. If you read some of our blog posts, you hear me talk about it all the time. If you watch our YouTube videos, I'm talking about Keepa all the time. I'm going to talk about it again because it's so good. Keepa is the first and most important tool that an Amazon seller needs to sign up for. So um, you can find it. It's a very affordable. FultonFBA.com/Keepa. It's a little confusing because the price that Keepa offers, I think, is in euros, but it's very affordable. You can see for yourself what the price is at FultonFBA.com/Keepa. But I'm gonna stop sharing one screen and instead share a different screen because I'm going to show you Keepa. We're going to see Keepa in action. All right. So I'm not sure if Rebecca is back or not, but if she is, can you tell me that you can see the Keepa graph and if you can see my cursor flying around the screen?
Yep, I see both.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. So this is a Keepa graph. It kind of looks like a lie detector test or a seismograph, but it is going to save your life and help you build your Amazon business. Because I'm just going to kind of clear it up a little bit and just give you a blank Keepa graph. So we're actually looking at the Keepa graph for this Mickey Mouse item that used to be a replan for me for about 10 years or for about 5 years. Um, you're like, okay, well, let's take a look at the sales rank. So I'm going to turn on the sales rank, and you can see on the right side of the screen sales rank numbers of 16. Is that 16 or yeah, 16,000 all the way down to zero. Well, actually, it's all the way down to about 4,000. But you can see every time the sales rank number goes from a high number to a low number means at least one sale. It does not mean one sale, it means at least one sale. So you can see if the number continues to go up and down a lot, um, that means if in other words, if the sales rank chart has a heartbeat, then you can see that it's selling. Um, and so every time the sales rank number goes down, it means at least one sale. And the sales rank starts to go back up again when there are no sales or fewer sales, but then the next sale it drops again. Let's take a look at pricing. Here's the buy box. I love Keepa showing me the buy box price because most Amazon sellers price their inventory somewhere around the buy box. And you can see that the buy box, in fact, I'll turn sales rank off just to kind of bring some more clarity. This is the last 3 months for this particular item. So you can see the buy box price has changed a lot. It's been as high as like 26 bucks. It's been as low as $21-ish. So the prices, you can see for yourself, the prices go up and down. But you can kind of see what the average price has been over the last 3 months. Over the last 3 months, this item was probably average price buy box around 22 bucks. Maybe 24 here, but then it went down to 20 here. So I was able to purchase this at a Walmart for $15.98. It's no longer profitable to continue to buy this item to sell on Amazon. But another thing Keepa shows you, which is really important. So you got the buy box price, got the sales rank information, but you can also turn on Amazon's price. Now, Amazon, it's shaded. If Amazon is in stock, it's shaded. But if Amazon is out of stock, then it is not shaded. So, for the last few weeks or the last week or so, Amazon has been out of stock. The price is still really low, not profitable, but it is very rare anytime I decide to compete against Amazon as a competitor. I like to find inventory items that Amazon is not selling that same item. And so I like to find keeper graphs that have no shading. That helps me find a replan. If I'm able to find a replan that is has consistent profits and consistent sales rank activity, a heartbeat, if you will, then that shows me it could be a confirmed replan. This is not a replan because it's not profitable. Amazon is as a competitor. It shows me it's a replan when it comes to sales rank, but I need both of those sales rank and sales rank over time, the buy cost over time, or the sell cost over time to remain consistent. Kiva has so much more information than what I am just showing you. As you can see, there are other different types of things that you can turn on when it comes to this graph. The graph is interactive, so you can take your cursor and move across and see different pieces of information over different pieces of time. Speaking of time, you can change with the how long you're looking at it. All right, let's look. This has been the last year. Okay, so Amazon was actually out of stock most of last year, came in every now and then, but still the price was $25 at the highest. Still not profitable for this particular item, but at least Amazon is not a seller. And then you can even take a look at the lifetime of the item. But again, I'm showing you a ton of stuff. Keepa is awesome because you can use Keepa for whatever language, whichever these languages. You can look at Keepa.com, Keepa for Canada, Mexico, Brazil, UK, other places, um, and and choose what works best for you. So Keepa is awesome. I'm going to stop sharing that and go back to our PowerPoint here. But if you are interested in Keepa, FultonFBA.com/Keepa, you can check it out for yourself. There's a free version that is very limited, and I don't think it's worth spending your time with the free version. The paid version is worth its weight in gold. So, the first and most important tool that an Amazon seller needs to sign up for is Keepa. Keepa helps you find confirmed replens, items that you know will be a replen. So, what is a confirmed replen? Again, stable and consistent pricing history for 3 or more months. Consistent and predictable sales rank history for 3 or more months. So if you can see this item has been selling for at least 3 months all the time, and the item has been profitable, selling at a profitable price for a long time. That's what a confirmed replen is. And I can show you more. There's other nuances and other things that you need to know. But for a basic intro, this is how you find a confirmed replen. So if Keepa can help you find a confirmed replen, then it's like that's why I say it's the number one tool, because there's not a better tool that can help you know which items to buy, confirmed replens, which items to leave on the shelf, items that are going to tank in price. So the next fill in the blank. Incomplete sourcing information leads to unprofitable sourcing. If you're only looking at today's sales rank and today's pricing, I mean, maybe you'll still get a sale every now and then, but most of the items are not going to work out for you. And they're going to cause frustration. And I know you don't want to experience that at all. Let me show you a few screenshots of Keepa and how it's helped me um, find opportunities to buy more items that I might not if I'm only looking at today's sales rank and today's price, and other times where I thought about purchasing something and Keepa talked me out of it because it would have been a bad decision. Take a look at this one. Um, on the top graph, it shows the Keepa information from Friday, August 18th at 6:33. Few hours later is the bottom graph, and you can see just one sale took an item at a 7.2 million ranking, which no one would buy any day, no matter what the category, to a lower ranking of 400,000. And so if I'm sourcing the item on August 17th, the day before, no, I'm not purchasing that. But I could be talked into, if I don't look at a Keepa graph, if I just see a $400,000 sales rank for that particular category that it's in, I might be like, oh yeah, I'll buy one or two. I'll test it out, which would be a horrible mistake because most likely it will take months until that item sells. And my goal is to have the inventory that I source sell in 30 days. That's my goal. Um, and so Keepa helped me from this decision. Here's another graph that Keepa has helped me find opportunities, because the top graph, actually so I told you Keepa shares more information. This is not two different Keepa graphs. This is the same Keepa graph with some more historical data. And so The top part of the graph is what is a normal Keepa graph. I see that the sales rank is going up and down consistently. The price is pretty consistent, but then there's a blank space for the blue price line. Well, guess what? That's when it was out of stock. And there's not going to be any pricing data if an item is out of stock. And what happened to the green sales rank line when the item was out of stock? I mean, if there's no sales, the sales rank line is just going to get bigger. And so with this particular item, I might not purchase it because the sales rank is too high for that category. But if I took just 2 seconds and looked at the historical data and saw the bottom graph, that shows me that there was no offers between April 5th and April 12th-ish. I'm like, okay, the only reason it's got a high sales rank number is because there were no sales. And if the item comes back in stock, it will. And you can totally see at the top part of the graph, like once an item came back into stock and it was priced, boom, there's a drop. And again, the drops mean at least one sale. So Keepa helps me make better decisions. Keepa also helps me avoid the race to the bottom. You can take a look at this Keepa graph and you can see on the bottom of the graph a moment where, boy, just the number of new offers spiked. I'm assuming this was like a clearance sale. A clearance sale, and resellers all over the country are sending in the exact same inventory, and Amazon is flooded with that. And so what happens to the sales rank just continues to do really well. Still some good sales, but you can see the blue line on the top of the graph slowly start to come down because everyone is just assuming I have to be the lowest price to get the next sale, which is not true. Again, I can teach you more about pricing later. But that's the race to the bottom, and no one wins the race to the bottom. So here's your last fill in the blank, and then we're going to talk about some really fun stuff too. With Keepa, you can use the law of supply and demand to find even more inventory to sell on Amazon. Law of supply and demand, what's that? Basically, if supply increases, but demand does not also increase, prices tank. If supply goes down, but demand goes up, prices skyrocket up. And so you can look at a Keepa graph and kind of see for yourself the opportunities that come and the situations you want to avoid, you can kind of see it coming. You can kind of see that, okay, this is an item I need to stay away from. So there's a lot of things that I want to share with you about this, but this is kind of an intro to understanding Keepa. Realize things change on Amazon all the time. And you need more information, just a single snapshot in time of today's sales rank and today's pricing. And you can predict future sales by looking at like the history of sales price and sales velocity with Keepa. And so I keep telling you there's more I want to teach you on this, or there's more I want to walk through with you on this. And one of the best ways that we can do that is by giving you digital courses and coaching and providing that for you. And so we do have the full-time FBA coaching program. It is open right now. There are some amazing bonuses and coupon codes that are very rare that I will share with you. But with the coaching program, you get up to 25 hours of pre-recorded training videos to do on your own, including our Jumpstart Amazon course about how to build a solid foundation as an Amazon seller, the Reseller's Guide to Online Arbitrage, how you can find inventory online to sell on Amazon for a profit, Reseller's Guide to Replenishables, how you can find inventory again and again to sell again and again, Reseller's Guide to Keepa, what I just showed you right now, just barely scratching the surface of all that there is to learn with Keepa, and the Reseller's Guide to Pricing for Profits, how to squeeze out every last penny when it comes to making money on Amazon with the items that you're selling. So fulltimefba.com/coaching is there for you. We do have coupon codes, and so in fact, if you these are fast action coupon codes. Like it is Wednesday, March 26th. If you're watching on the replay, we're recording this Wednesday, March 26th. And these coupon codes expire after midnight Central on March 28th, Friday night. We want to reward action takers. We want to reward those who are ready to take action. So here's some coupon codes. If you choose the pay in full option for coaching, we have got a 6-month program and a 12-month program. You can pick one or the other. If you decide to pay in full, use the coupon code on your screen, 15 off MAR 25. 15 OFF MAR 25 save you 15% off the pay in full option. If you're like, I need to space these payments out, then we have a coupon code for you. You can get 10% off if you want to sign up for the payment plan. 10 OFF MAR 25. The coupon codes are also on the coaching sign up page, so you don't need to worry about trying to remember these unless you want to take a screenshot. That would be cool. But fulltimefba.com/coaching is where you can go to sign up. As a special launch bonus, I'm giving away a 30-minute one-on-one strategy call with me where you and I will sit down, go over exactly where you are in your Amazon business, and map out what you need to be focusing on, like which of the courses you need to be focusing on, um, which one you need to focus on first, which one you need to go through next, what's your best situation depending on where you live, your financial situation, your time flexibility or inflexibility. You get a 30-minute coaching call with me if you sign up before April 2nd at 11:59 Central. You also, if you decide to pay in full, whether it's 6 month or 12 month, you get the FBA starter kit pick. The starter pick, that's not a thing. Starter pack. I think I tried to combine the word starter pack and starter kit, and it came out pick for your enjoyment. So, FBA starter pack, you get this for free as a bonus if you choose one of the pay in full options, 6 months or 12 months. Also, if you decide to sign up for the 12-month pay in full bonus, or the pay in full option, you get 3 more 30-minute one-on-one strategy calls with me. So basically every quarter for the year, if you choose the 12-month coaching option and you decide to pay in full, then we'll have the bi-weekly, every other week coaching calls where if you choose the group coaching option, it's going to be you and others. But if you want 30 minutes with just me once a quarter, checking in with you, walking you through. And also, I do want to say, if you are a current coaching client, this is a new bonus that we're offering. We'll also include you in getting this bonus as well. So I want to make sure that is clear that however many quarters are left on your um, you know, coaching agreement, then we will also include these bonuses for you as well. So 3 more, so a total of 4 30-minute one-on-one coaching calls with me if you sign up for the 12-month pay in full option. So here's the coupon codes again to help save you some money, but this is an opportunity that you have to finally take control of your Amazon business. Hopefully by now you realize Amazon, that's going to be the best place to spend my time. Replens are what I need to focus on the most when it comes to finding inventory. Keepa is the tool that I need to master in order to find confirmed replens so I can have confidence that the inventory items I am selling will actually sell in a good time. In just a moment, I'm going to bring on a current coaching client and talk with her and let her kind of share some things with you. And then we're going to get into some Q&A. So I am going to kick Ciela off the call because she's going to come back as a panelist and she's going to come on and hang out with us for a few minutes and share her experience with the full-time FBA coaching program. So, Ciela, I'm so super thankful that you've taken some time out of your busy day to hang out with us tonight.
Thank you. It's great to hang out with you guys. I always enjoy hearing the questions and getting a chance to hang out with you and Rebecca.
Yeah, the cool thing about our coaching program, especially in our group coaching,
Yeah.
the I'm gonna sound like I shouldn't be saying this, because it's a younger person's word, but the vibe in our coaching program is lit. Okay, that's actually not even something that kids say anymore, but you get me.
You
Um,
want to say it's fire.
it's fire. It is. Um, I don't even want to say something because it might be the wrong word. Anyway, well, Ciela, tell people who are listening kind of what kind of situation were you in when you first jumped into the full-time FBA coaching program, and what stood out to you about the program that you were like, this is something that would be good for me.
Yeah, I was laid off from a job in late 2023, 24, somewhere there. And so I was trying to decide what I wanted to do next. And I really felt like I wanted to try and start my own business, so that I could kind of, wander into later years and not be on the corporate side of life anymore. And so I kind of found Amazon. I wasn't really familiar with the third party seller method on Amazon, and I kind of did some research and looked into it a little bit. And I stumbled across your podcast. Is actually how I first kind of found you, and stumbled across the podcast. And I just found that there was a lot of information, even in those 15, 20, 25 minute podcasts. And when I joined one of the accelerator workshops, then I mean, the curtain for me just kind of started to be lifted back. About there was just so much information that that was there, and there was so much information that wasn't gonna I wasn't gonna learn everything in a week. I knew that. That's kind of how I sort of joined, and decided to join the group coaching. And I can certainly expand on some of the things and why I think that it's not a one and done. You can't learn Amazon in a one and done situation.
Yeah, so let's definitely jump into that. Tell me how you feel the coaching has helped you move your business forward.
Yeah, so I was thinking back, and there's really no sort of magic book out there that you can pick up and teaches you how to sell on Amazon. It is this beast of a thing that you kind of have to get your feet wet, and you kind of have to keep going. You have to run into things and then figure out how to get around them. And so there's just not a one and done thing. And so as you start to to get into doing things in your business and learning it, it just frankly a lot of times creates more questions, and not as many answers.
Yeah.
And so you really have to start doing it in order to really be able to bring the questions that are relevant to you, or the stumbling blocks, or the things that you run into, the challenges. You can't just look at a course or piece of paper and then the question's going to come up. It is a business where you don't know what you don't know
Yeah.
until you kind of get your feet wet and get your hands dirty and all those cliches that we say.
Yeah,
So that
for
yeah,
sure.
that's why I feel like it just you need the time in
Mhm.
this business to really get things solved and
Mhm.
understand things more, and have experience and things like that.
Yeah, and I think it was about a year ago when you went through the same kind of workshop as others and signed up for the full-time FBA coaching program. And so,
Yeah.
like, how is your Amazon business different now than compared to when it was about a year ago?
Well, I'm not quite as deer in the headlights. I would say that. No, so I mean, I really was kind of at the beginning, and so everything was new for me. And there, all of the courses that are available to really learn the tools. I mean, that you're not successful in this business without tools. I frankly just think that there's no way you can be without at least some tools to
Yep.
help you. And so being able to really learn, keep a lot and really get in there and work through it and try things and see, oh, why is this why does this graph look different than this graph, and why is one a better buy? So I really was learning everything. And so my business today is at a point where I feel I feel comfortable. I'm still learning my skills on sourcing, but I think I really know where the areas are in my business that I need to focus on and that I need to
Hmm.
concentrate on and that really help propel it forward, and the things that don't. And frankly, you just get faster and better, and things are not as overwhelming as they were. I can't believe it's been almost a year.
Yeah, well, I've been really proud of you and the work that you've put into it, and how you've grown as a person. Like, I feel like sometimes, even in our group coaching calls, like sometimes, like, someone will ask a question, and I'll give an answer, and then CL will also, like, say, well, there's also this to think about too. And it's always really great, just, a team effort, all of us working together and helping push each other forward. And so, um, I really appreciate that you've been a part of that. What would you tell someone if they're on the fence? They're like, okay, Steven just told me how much it's going to cost. Um, is that actually worth it? What would you tell someone if they're on the fence trying to decide whether or not they need coaching?
I think that, sometimes you have to take a little bit of a leap of faith. You certainly, I was thinking today, Stephen, there's lots of courses and lots of things out there, but one of the things that yours and Rebecca really stand out is because of all of the you're proven sellers. So it's not someone that is just sitting back and not selling on Amazon anymore. So you run into the same things that we do, maybe differently, but you're still out there doing the business that you're talking about and that you're teaching. And so who better to learn from than someone that's still, right in the middle of the business. And you have to know, again, I kind of go back to, Amazon. It isn't a one and done that you learn one course and you're good to go, because um, as it is out there in the universe, Amazon is always changing. And frankly,
Mhm.
I was thinking about, like some of the emails that you get, they're either the scare tactic they're trying to give you and you don't know
Yes.
and then you don't know what they're talking about. But those are the things that kind of just almost put a roadblock that you can't get around in
Hmm.
front of you. And so if you're interested in actually, pushing a business forward, making this a business, looking at it as a business, then, you have to find the right things to invest in order in order to move forward and get it to where you want to be. And it's just I feel in those early days, particularly first year or two, I think you need support, because you don't know the questions you're always going to at the very beginning that you're going to need help with, or the situations that you're going to need help with, and to have someone that you can go to one-on-one, or like I said, in the group coaching calls, that is sitting across from you from the screen, that isn't just trying to email back and forth many a time with Seller Central and get their answers, and they're not coming at it from the same way. They're just, they're the company and you're the seller, and it is different relationship, and they don't understand always the seller side, in order to help explain things or get you through some things.
Yeah. And like you said, we don't know what we don't know, and that could be like one of the biggest hurdles to overcome. And so getting involved with the coaching program, which includes all those digital courses, and the biweekly calls, then you get to start to find out the things that you need to know, things that you need to ignore, things you need to do to follow through with. And I've seen you put these things into action in your own Amazon business. And like, even the questions that you've asked along the way, the questions are even better than, like, it's
Right.
improvement across the board.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know
So,
what I was thinking is, I think the other thing that really this does for you is there's a lot of bad information out there, and there's a lot of misinformation. Like, if you're relying on seller forums and things like that, boy, you can go down a wrong path. And so, that's another thing, that this to have somebody that just is going to steer you clear of some things that are sort of myths or rumors or doom and gloom, or
mhm.
all those things that unfortunately sort of tend to float to the top in those forums, versus the things are going to be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I see that, Rebecca. You're right. Don't rely on seller forums.
Rebecca put in the chat, seller forums are a dumpster fire. Do not,
Yes, they
don't.
are. So I have found that I don't think I would be as confident or far along or really feel like I've got at least a good enough handle on where I'm going, without all of the support that I got through yourself courses and our coaching calls. And I do feel like it, you get out of it what you also put into it. And I think I have a really pretty good track record of going to the calls. And that's, that's important because that's where you get the most out of something is when you show up.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I'm like, have you even ever missed a call? I don't even know if you
I
ever missed
don't
a
know.
call.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
I
Well,
want a gold star there, Stephen.
okay, okay, all right. I'll send you one in the mail or no,
All
email.
right.
Anyway, well, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight and taking some
Absolutely.
time out. I'm gonna kick you off again, but you'll come back as a participant. So, um, but thank you so much for being here and helping us kind of get some clarity when it comes to, if others are curious and actually instead of the person who is running the program, actually talk with somebody who is in the program. Thank you for hanging out with us for
Absolutely.
sure.
Great to talk to you. Have a great evening and best of luck to everybody.
Yes. All right. Well, Rebecca's going to come back on and we're going to get into some questions. I know this so far the session's gone on a little bit longer. We're going to do our best to answer as many questions as we have the time to. But I do want to give one more big thank you to Ciela for hanging out and 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 sharing her own experiences and showing us what's possible for you. Um, just imagine where your Amazon business will be a year after a year's worth of coaching, and then sign up for 12 months, get some cool bonuses that expire pretty soon, and join us and we'll have some fun growing our Amazon businesses together.
Yeah, it's been awesome to see Ciela over the past almost year and how she has just really grown in confidence and her skills. And yeah, it's been really great. And we really enjoy having her in the group. And I just wanted to say that, even though Steven's already said it. And
It's
I
all
put
good.
in the chat, I'm saying this for the replay watchers. I put in the chat that she gets the perfect attendance award.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into some questions. Okay, Anthony is parked now. Thank you for letting us know, Anthony. We've been, Anthony drives for a living, and so we've been very concerned every day when Anthony joins to make sure that he's being safe. So
Yes.
we're glad that you're parked and are get your texting thumbs ready, Anthony, if you have any questions to ask. Um, so questions that have come up. We had one question that was asked in the chat and it was already answered in the chat. So we love it when that happens, when we can help each other in the chat. But it was a good question. So I'm still going to ask it here so then Stephen can say it for anybody that joined after it was answered in the chat or for anybody on the replay. All right, when you're looking at sales rank, are you wanting to look for something with higher sales rank or smaller? I'm still a bit confused.
Yes. So the better sales ranks are the lower numbers. Like you probably will never find this, but number one is number one. If you ever find something with a sales rank of one, definitely get that. You don't even have to look at a keep a graph. That item is going to sell so fast. And
Want to be number one.
yes. So
Number
the
one is
lower sales rank numbers are the best. Higher sales rank numbers means slower sales. And a Kiva graph can show you how slow, whether it's like, okay, it sells once a month or it sells once a year. I'd like to sell something that sells once a day if I were outsourcing.
once an hour.
I mean, that's true. Yes.
Yeah. Did you talk? Because I've been kind of in and out for various reasons, but did you talk earlier about sales rank working differently in different categories too?
I did not. I know a lot of you who have signed up for our full-time FBA newsletter already know this, but once a month, in fact, in just a few days, I'm going to do it again. Once a month, I send out a sales rank chart that breaks down these sales rank numbers for every major category on Amazon. And I break it down into I've got the total number of items in that category. Then I break it down. a column for like the top 1%, top 5%, top 10, different percentages, and different categories have different personalities, is the kind of how I want to say it. Like a sales rank of 1 million in toys might sell maybe once every 6 months, but a sales rank of 1 million in books might sell one or two a day. Different categories have different personalities, and this chart helps bring clarity. It's a good starting point when learning the different sales rank numbers and different categories. And after a while, like I don't really consult a sales rank chart anymore. I've been selling on Amazon for over 10 years, and so it's just ingrained in my head. And I think if you are selling on Amazon for like 6 or 7 months, by that time you'll have comfort level and knowledge of like it's good to still look back at a sales rank chart every now and then to kind of see if your understanding needs to be recalibrated. But overall, it's a pretty quick thing to pick up and help you make a better sourcing decision. Again, the best sales ranks are the lower ones.
So that's for the newsletter subscribers. We send that out the first of every month to newsletter on our newsletter, the link for those. And it's I think we have 3 different ones that go out.
Yeah, we've got one for the .com, we got .ca for Canada, and .uk for the UK. So different sales rank charts for
We're
those.
not doing Mexico. I thought we did Mexico.
Oh, we do. Yes, we do have Mexico. So we'd have 4. So yes, .mx.
And
So
so you can do that at fulltimefba.com/subscribe.
yes, and somewhere around April 1st, I'm not fooling you, you're going to get a sales rank chart.
Yeah, I'm putting that in the chat real quick, and then we'll get to the next question. So just put the link there in case you are not already signed up for the newsletter. You can get that sales rank chart once a month there. All right, so do you recommend getting a reseller certificate when starting off, and how can I go about getting one in Texas? We're in Texas too.
Yes. So when it comes to a resale certificate, that is something that you definitely want to do if you're wanting to focus on wholesale. But if you're doing retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, then online arbitrage, it is a very hard to be able to buy something online tax-free. And so most of the time we just work it into our calculations of profitability, understanding buying online, I'm not
Retail stores.
right. But when it comes to retail stores, there are a few retail stores that you can take a reseller certificate in and set up buying for your business tax-free. I think Walmart is one of them. There's a few other ones as well. You just go to the customer service with your tax certificate. But if you want to get a tax certificate, no matter which state you're in, I recommend going to fulltimefba.com/states. And I think that will, in fact, Rebecca, you can double check it with while I'm talking.
Yeah, before I put that in the chat, I will check it real quick.
Okay. It basically gives you a map, and you can click on the state that you're in, and on that page, it will provide you with links and information of where to go in your state, which online website to go to fill out a form to get a tax certificate, tax-free certificate. If you are an individual, then you would apply for that with your social security number. If you are a business, you will use your EIN number. And you're going to have more luck actually getting approved if you are signing up as a business and you've got a EIN, which is employer identification number.
Yeah, I checked that link does work. So
Okay.
fulltimefba.com/states.
Excellent. Yes, so for the great state of Texas and all you other great states as well.
Yeah. All right, so this is the last call for any questions. Let us know, last chance in the chat and in the Q&A box for today. Of course, we will have more time for questions tomorrow,
Well,
but
if you got questions about what we talked about tonight or questions about our coaching program, feel free to ask us if you need clarity about anything that we've talked about.
yep. So last question that I have right now, unless any more come in here at the last minute. When you're looking at the pricing history and all of the information on Keepa, do you typically just look at the FBA sellers, or should I be looking at FBM as well?
So Keepa like I told you, Keepa has tons of information. I sell via FBA. FBA sellers get more sales than fulfilled by merchant. So I only consider my competition to be other FBA sellers. Now, I mainly don't even look at FBA sales price. I look at the buy box price. That's if someone else has the buy box, that's around the price I'm going to be priced at, and I consider my competition. So I mostly just look at the sales rank over time and the buy box pricing over time. And then there's other things I look at too, but those are the two main things. Again, not just today's snapshot, but over at least a 3 month time period. The longer the time period that you look at that it shows you consistent pricing or consistent sales rank drops, um, the better.
All right. Well, that's all the questions that we've had come in. So, yeah, we'll wrap that part of it up for tonight.
Yeah,
And
we're at the top of the hour, so I think that's good.
yeah,
Yeah, and we will be back tomorrow. And tomorrow, we're going to be walking you through. Um, where is it? Sorry, I have it right here. So yeah, tomorrow we're going to be walking you through how to actually make a full-time income. Like, what do you need happening in your Amazon business so that you can bring in a full-time income? We're going to walk through what I've experienced, what others have experienced, and the things you need to make sure that are priorities in your Amazon business to make a full-time income. We're going to do it again 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. I obviously send out the replay to this session in about an hour or so. I'll also include links for tomorrow's session that you will get if you've signed up for the workshop, fulltimefba.com/workshop. Then you'll get these replay links. In fact, if you just want a quick link, fulltimefba.com/replay to watch the replays. But we'll have some good time. If you have any questions, come back live. If you think of a question, like you wake up at 3 o'clock in the middle of the night with a question, and you're like, okay, don't email me or call me. I won't be doing a Zoom at that time, but you can save your question. Come back tomorrow night, and we can continue the conversation. Well, thank you so much. Thank you again, Rebecca, for corralling all these crazy people in the chat, making sure their questions are
they've
answered.
been really great. They've been a great group of people.
Awesome.
I had more of an issue corralling Peter tonight.
I believe that. Our 17-year-old autistic son can be a handful at times, but he's worth every minute.
He's great. He's awesome. He just was needing some attention tonight.
Yeah, I totally get that. So we will see y'all tomorrow.
I'm trying to like acknowledge everybody who's saying thank you
Oh, yes.
so, before we get off. So sorry I interrupted.
No, you're good. I'm thankful for all those who are thankful and sharing that Thanksgiving in the chat for sure. But we'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you again, Ciela, for joining us live on the call today. And we'll see y'all tomorrow night. God bless.